Hello friends, music lovers, vinyl community. Welcome to my July 2014 vinyl inbox to talk about the records I bought in the month of July. And it was kind of a light month for vinyl this month, so I thought I would start out by answering a thread question that came up this month that I didn't get a chance to answer, and I thought I'd just go ahead and quickly answer it here, talk about it real quick. And that is the thread started by Kris over at DixielandFarm. He asked, are we proud of our collection? And I've thought about this one a lot. I have to say that I'm not really proud of the collection per se. I don't think there's anything really that interesting here that warrants being something special, something elusive. I mean, I have a lot of really common records. I'm not the guy that has that collection that's just completely records you've never seen, or very elusive kind of things, very collectible kind of things. I don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. So I think I'm more proud of the way I maintain my collection more than the collection itself. You know, I'm proud that everything is cataloged, it's in a database, it's all organized, it's well cared for, it's all cleaned. Anything that goes into the collection is cleaned and sleeved. I'm just more proud of the way I keep the collection, I guess you could say, rather than the collection itself, you know. So that's my response to that. I'm proud of the way I keep my collection more than I'm proud of the collection itself. You know, I don't think I have a whole lot of really rare, elusive kind of records. I have a lot of really common records and just music I love, and music that was really popular. I enjoy all music, whether it's popular or not, so I collect it all. Let's go ahead and get into this month's purchases. As I said, not too much here, just a small stack here. This first stack is another stack from Goodwill. These are the only thrift store records I bought in the entire month, so I think this is the least amount of records I bought in thrift stores in quite a while. Goodwill is still having their 10 for $2 sale on records and VHS tapes and books. Picked up a small stack of records here. I think there's only 6 here. I couldn't even find 10 I wanted, so I paid $2 for 6 records actually. But there was these first 4 here I couldn't leave behind, kind of an instant Elvis Costello collection. I have a couple of Elvis Costello records in the inbox, but didn't have any of these. So we have Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Punch the Clock. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Goodbye Cruel World. Elvis Costello, Taking Liberties. And I guess this one is called Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Imperial Mortal. So yeah, 4 Elvis Costello records. I couldn't leave those behind for, you know, well under $1 a piece. And then the last thing I picked up, I actually picked up 2 copies of this, just because, you know, I could get up to 10 and it would still be the same price. The American Gigolo soundtrack. I've seen this one before, never really thought much about it, but I noticed on the front music composed by Giorgio Moroder. So I thought, well, what the hell? It's not going to cost me any more to grab these, and I got 2 copies, so I can choose whichever one's best and pass on the other one. So if you happen to be looking for an American Gigolo soundtrack for some reason, let me know. So moving on, one of the other reasons that I didn't buy much this month is because of this next album. It was really expensive. I'm still kind of shocked I paid what they were asking for it, but it's a 20th anniversary reissue. You know, it's an album that came out when I was in high school, and it was a very powerful album to me and a very meaningful album to me, and I never thought I would have the chance to get this on vinyl because it's been very rare, very elusive. There's a lot of bootlegs of it going around, but that is the Division Bell from Pink Floyd. The Pink Floyd album for my generation. I grew up hearing like Things from the Wall and Dark Side of the Moon, and then all of a sudden there was a new Pink Floyd album coming out when I was in high school, and, you know, something nobody thought they would ever see, and then it just happened. And this is a great album in my opinion. I love this album. It was not cheap. This was $45, and it's, as other people have said, I think maybe Gil talked about it. So I've seen some other people talk about it that got this. it's pretty basic. I mean, it's well done. The packaging is nice, although sparse. There are no kind of liner notes, no kind of track listings, no kind of booklet. You have to get the deluxe one that's like $130 to get the booklet. It's just a recreation of the CD booklet. So these are just, it's cool to see this artwork in large form. I give it that, these sculptures, just black vinyl. Sounds amazing. I mean, I was worried that I was going to spend all that money and it was just going to be kind of ho-hum pressing, but it sounds amazing. I can't knock it anyway as far as the sound quality. The sound quality is there. It's very quiet, which definitely this album would have to be very quiet pressing because there are very quiet parts of the music, but just a great Pink Floyd album. I know a lot of the older people probably don't think very highly of it, but it's the Pink Floyd album of my generation, and just really pleased to have it on vinyl. So if you love this album and you're willing to spend the money for it, I think it's worth getting this reissue of it. The first time the full album has been available on vinyl officially. If you find a 2-disc set that's a bootleg, before that's not this one. There was a single LP version that was edited. So a couple other things here bought this month. This is one actually from a Gainesville band that's received some national attention in the sort of indie music scene, and that's 100 Waters. This is their new album, The Moon Rang Like a Bell. They sort of get lumped into the indie folk sort of genre, but they also do a lot of more electronic sort of chill wave kind of things. It's a lot of different blending of genres and very sort of the in thing right now, I guess you could say. But it's a Gainesville band, and I love their music. Pretty cool artwork on this one, and yeah, just been enjoying this one. Only had it for about a week or so now, so I'm still getting into it. But 100 Waters, Moon Rang Like a Bell. That was my other new purchase for this month. And the last purchase I have for the month is something I saw Derek Higgins' show on his channel, talked about it briefly, and he mentioned the record label it was on. It's on Hide and Zeke Records. And Hide and Zeke was a record store here in Gainesville for decades. And the owner actually passed away unexpectedly last year, so it is now, unfortunately, it's closed. But this is the band Transform, Stranger in the Strange Land. It's kind of like a folky, psychedelic kind of piece. It has good moments, it has bad moments. I don't know a lot about this band. I haven't run into Bill, one of the other owners of Hide and Zeke, at some point. I'm hoping to run into him at some point and ask him about what he can tell me about this band. But very cool, almost Pink Floydish at times, sometimes just straight ahead sort of folk kind of stuff. Interesting music. Jerry Alsman did the photography here, so that's pretty cool. The record there, Hide and Zeke Records, that's cool to see that. And then there's also an insert with lyrics on it. So yeah, that's cool. I always try to get Gainesville related vinyl anytime I find it, or anything local to the North Central Florida area. I'm really interested in the history of it all, and bands that came from here, that are from here, modern bands and bands in the past. Yeah, that was a short month as far as number wise, but some really interesting pickups, some good stuff to add to the collection. So thanks for watching. I hope everybody had a great month. Here's to August. I hope you all are doing well. Please subscribe. See you again soon. Cheers.